Welcome back everyone, this is MandoAllDay, back with another video, and in this video, I'll be doing an overview of Superman and Brainiac from the Injustice 2 wave. I'll be talking about the figures itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at front of the box. We'll start off with Superman, which I gotta say, he looks great, even inside the box. Just looks incredible, and I'm really looking forward to it. So here's front of the box for Superman, this side, the back, the other side, top, and bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at Brainiac, which, man, Brainiac looks incredible. Look at that. Wow. Front of the box for Brainiac, this side, the back, the other side, top, and bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at each figure outside the box. As always, they do come with a card. This is the front of the card looks like for Superman. The back of the card. Front of the card looks like for Brainiac. The back of the card. Here is the extra accessories for Superman. So you got an open right hand. Not much to it, just plain open hand. The sculpture design there on the hand. And we have his left fist. Alright, just red. And for Brainiac, we do have his tentacles, or whatever this is called. So we have 4 of them. And so this is how they look like. Pretty detailed on there. Look at the detail on there. Looks nice. You can see that. And then there's 2 different ones, 2 different versions, I guess you can say. There's the end of it. And all you do is put it in the back of Brainiac, which I'll show in a bit. So you got 2 of them that looks just like this. That are pointy. You can see. And the other 2 are going to be with this kind of claw-like type of thing. In terms of sculpture design, they're identical, but it does have this kind of claw look to it. So you can see that right there. Nice bright silver. And you can just slide it in the back of Brainiac, but this is how they look like. Nice detail on there. Looks nice. Now, I actually thought it was going to be one of those where you actually flex it and bend it a certain way and I'll just say like that, but it doesn't. It's one of those that's kind of already... The design in terms of the actual bent is how it is, so it's all good, though. They both come with a black puck stand, and that's pretty much it. Now let's take a look at Superman. So head articulation, left, right. It's not the greatest left, right. Up, down, it's fine up, down. Left, right is not that great. It's because of this piece right here. I noticed there where that it does hit. You can see that right there perfectly. See? So when you try to do a left, right, it hits right there. You see that? So it's a bit limited on terms of the articulation on the head, which is fine. Shoulder articulation. Bicep, it does articulate, just mine being a little stiff right now, but it does articulate. Elbows. Wrist. Oops, almost the hand come out. And I'll do torso as well. And of course, swivel. Leg articulation. Knees, ankles, and of course toes as well. So overall, the upper body, not the upper body, the articulation of this figure, it's good overall. It's just the head sculpture, not sculpture, articulation. It's not that great because of, well, this little armor piece on there. Now, let's talk about this figure. I'll say this right now. This is probably one of my favorite Superman figures McFarlane has made. I know it's not a comic accurate, and you know what? I don't care, because this Superman looks great. Let's look at that head sculpture design. Look at that. My camera can pick it up. My camera right now is not liking me right now. There you go. So look at that head sculpture. It looks great. First off, the face paint on there looks really nice. Honestly, it looks really good for the price for your paying for this figure. Painted eyebrows. You got the nice little eyes. The painted lips on there, light brown. You got the nose, a little bit of the actual jawline right there, and of course you kind of have this weird armor piece, whatever you want to call it. It's nice and shiny, and looks like it's going to be like a gold mixed with silver type of paint. You see that right there? Here's the back of it. You can see more of that armor, whatever you call it. Then you got the hair sculpture design, just plain black hair, not much to it. And there's no blue on it, because I know sometimes McFarlane adds a little bit of blue to the Superman hair, but this one it doesn't though. But man, the head sculpture is just incredible for the price that you're paying for this figure, and it looks really nice, very solid. Of course, it looks similar to the Injustice video game, and it looks great, man. This looks really, really good. Then you got the shoulder piece on there. Looks really nice. I do like this kind of glossy paint, which looks really nice. It's not really blue. It's more of like a turquoise. It's leaning more to blue, but it has a little bit of turquoise color on it. So I know mechanics makes it look it's actual blue, but it really isn't. If I didn't tell you this, you probably think, oh, it's just blue. But once you actually look at it closer, you'd be like, yeah, it's not 100% blue. But it still looks good, though. And has a nice smooth texture to it. I'm saying this because the actual body, it has this weird textured feel to it. You can see that right there perfectly. And you can really feel it. That textured feel to it. Then you got the gold accent on here, which looks really nice. Then you got the sculpture design here on the forearm. And of course, the hand as well, too. And then you got the open hand on here for Superman. And on the right side, you got the same thing. It's going to be that little shoulder piece on there. Gold accent, and of course this little piece right there. And again, that same kind of textured feel to this particular Superman. And man, this figure looks great. Next, you have that Superman logo. It looks really nice, very shiny. You got that, it's not really red, it's like burgundy, but then you got that nice gold underneath. And it's a bit of a ding because I wish it was red. I wish the Superman logo was red. I know this cape right here is actually red. This is more like a burgundy color. It's a bit matte, so it's fine. But it still looks good, though. Then you got the nice color that's on here on the shoulder, also present on the chest. And then you got the abdomen, has that sculpture design there. And, of course, that textured feel that's on the arm as well, too. And the cape looks simple, looks clean, very stylized cape, right? It looks nice. And I gotta say, this upper body just looks incredible. I am so glad McFarlane made this figure. And you know what? Paying the extra $3 for this particular figure is definitely worth it because, well, I'll talk about it in a bit in terms of the pricing for these figures. But overall, the upper body looks really, really nice. I really think this is probably the best Superman figure McFarlane's made so far. I know it's not comic accurate, but I don't care. This is a good looking Superman, and man, I'm loving this figure. Then you got the underwear. The underwear has this kind of sculpture design. You got the gold accent on the underwear, and it has a nice shiny paint similar to the shoulder piece and chest. Then the legs have the sculpture design here, the kind of like a little round thing, more of that textured sculpture. Then you got that nice kind of blue that's on here, but it's also on the actual knees. Sculpture design on the boots as well too. Not a whole lot, but it's something of sculpture design. The feet's plain. In terms of the actual leg sculpture, again, not much to it. Not really buffed out thighs for Superman, but he looks good though overall. Oh, there's the glutes for Superman. You can see on there, he does a little bit of squats, and you got more of the sculpture design there, and the gold accent in the back of the underwear. And I gotta say, this Superman looks incredible. Oops, there we go. My camera today is not working very well. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, so overall, this Superman figure looks incredible. The paint, the gold accents, the nice shiny armor to it, the head sculpture design, and the sculpture design on the cape as well too. It just looks overall fantastic, and I'm loving this figure. Loving this figure. This is just great. This is just great. And McFarlane nailed Superman Injustice 2. I say this because the Batman, which I'll compare it in a bit, it's fine, but it's missing something. It's missing that one thing that makes it pop. This one, on the other hand, just looks... Oops, there you go, Brainiac. Just looks incredible. And so, overall, this figure... it's definitely a must-buy. Definitely a must-buy, in my opinion. And, man, just top-notch. Now, let's take a look at the articulation for Brainiac. So, head articulation, Left, right, really good. Up, down, good as well. Shoulder articulation. Bicep, it's a little stiff, but it's fine. Elbows. Wrist, if I can figure out, there we go, the wrist. Torso. Swivel. Leg articulation. Knees, ooh, it's a little stiff. Ankles. And of course, toes as well. So the articulation on this Brainiac figure is good. Now, let's talk about this goddamn figure, because holy crap, this figure just looks incredible. And I apologize, my camera today is just, it's really annoying. I don't know why. Look at this head sculpture for Brainiac. This head sculpture just looks top notch. Look at all that detail. Wow, where do we start? One, you got the painted lips on there, just very black. Then you got the painted eyes, looks very creepy. Then you got the sculpture design here on Brainiac. You got that pink on there with that silver, which it really looks top notch and it makes the figure pop. Then you got the paint green on there for his skin. More sculpture design here around his sides as well. More in the back as well too. There you go, you can see that. And you also got the shadowing around his eyes. And again, it looks intimidating. And it looks really good. McFarlane nailed this Brainiac figure. Again, this is just a head sculpture. Then we got to look at the shoulder piece on there. Just look at that shoulder piece. All that detail, the sculpture design on there. And of course, that arm. Look at that. All that detail just looks... It looks incredible, man. So much going on. More sculpture design there. The gauntlet on there. The tricep part right here as well, too. The shoulder piece on there, too. Then you got that sculpture design here on the hand as well, too. Look at all that detail. Just looks incredible, man. Then you got the other side, which is same thing that's over here, present on the other side. But this hand has an open hand, as you can see on there. But look at this torso, the upper body. Just looks... so much detail. You got that dark gray over here. You got the silver. You got the mixture of grays on here. The pink on there just pops and it makes it really stand out. And look at this right here as well too. On the sides. Look at the abdomen. Just all that sculpture design for this Brainiac figure. Look at that. Look at all this. So much detail on this Brainiac figure. And McFarlane nailed this figure. He nailed this figure. Just looks magnificent. And what I like about the actual gray is it's not like a clean gray. It has some like black shadowing, I believe it's called, like brush black. You can see it right here perfectly. It's not gray. It's a little bit like black. Looks like it's dirty, if that makes sense. You can see more here as well too in the glutes. You can see it right there perfectly right here. Look at that right there. You see that? And I like that because it's not like a nice clean Brainiac. It looks like a Brainiac that's actually been in the battlefield and just looks amazing. Obviously, this is the holes right here for the, I call it the tentacles. I don't know if it's actually correct terminology or verbiage, but I call it the tentacles, and all you do is put it in, like so, wherever you put it. Boom, there you go. Just showing you how you can put it on. That's how it looks like with one of them. But anyway, so just looks fantastic. Look at all of the sculpture design and detail. So much going on. Again, the grays, the silvers, the blacks, the black shadowing, a brushed look to it. Just looks fantastic. And again, McFarlane nailed Brainiac. He looks incredible and definitely a must buy. I'll say it right now. This is probably contender for the figure of the year. It just looks incredible. And that's just the upper body. Then you got the lower body. More sculpture design here. Black, matte. You got that silver on there with that kind of gray shadowing. Then you got the knees here. You have the pink. Looks nice. Then you got the very defined, sculpted shin guards right there. You see that? Look at all that detail. Just look at all this. And again, it has that black brush look to it. You can see perfectly here what I'm referring to. Just looks dirty, but it gives it that extra look. It makes it more realistic. And it just looks incredible. Look at that. Look at all that detail. Again, McFarlane nailed Brainiac, man. He did a fantastic job. And, oh my god. This figure is incredible. I am really, really loving this figure. And yes, definitely get this figure. I know I'm jumping ahead, but I don't care. Definitely get this figure. He looks incredible and definitely a must buy. Easy purchase. Easy purchase. Which I'll talk about in a bit regarding the price. But overall, this figure, incredible for what you're getting. And for the price, top notch. Just top notch. But of course, the main question is it really worth it? Should you go out and get these figures? Come on, this is really obvious. Heck yeah, these figures are definitely a must-buy and definitely worth the purchase price. Now, the pricing of these figures aren't your typical 20 bucks. These are actually $3 more. Or, yeah, $3 more, $22.99. And honestly, I think for $22.99, they're definitely worth it. Superman itself looks incredible. Like I said, probably my best Superman figure McFarlane's made so far. I don't care if people are going to hate on me because I'm not comic accurate. Again, I don't care. I like that Superman figure, and to me, probably my best Superman figure so far McFarlane's made. Definitely recommend it, even for $23. Or, heck yeah, that's a really good deal for what you're getting. Now, Brainiac, oh, come on. For $23 for what you're getting for Brainiac, fuck yeah. That is definitely a must-buy. And for 23 bucks, heck yeah. And I'll say this right now. I wouldn't mind paying extra for figures, but if it came something like this with more sculpture design, more detail, the extra paint, heck yeah, I'll pay the $3 or $5 more. Because to me, these figures for the price that we're paying, definitely a must buy, and I think for that price range, it is a really, really, really good deal. So yes, definitely get one before they're gone. I might get another Superman and Brainiac just to keep it in box because I really love these figures. They look great next to each other, and of course the detail and sculpture design, fantastic. But apart from the price, though, what do I think about the figures? Come on, I already said it already. These are top notch, 10 out of 10. They both contenders for probably figures of the year. Definitely Brainiac, a top 10. Superman, possibly top 10. I have to think about it, but for sure Brainiac is going to be my top 10. So overall, what do I give Superman and Brainiac from the Injustice 2 wave? Easily a thumbs up for me. Definitely get them before they're gone. And the great thing about these figures is that they're not gold labeled, so you can actually get multiple of these figures for a retail price. Here we have two Injustice 2 figures. We have Batman next to Superman. Like I said in the video, I don't mind paying an extra $5 for more paint or detail and sculpture design. And so this Batman is worth $25 because it came with the comic, right? But without the comic, probably it would be like 20 bucks. The Batman figure looks nice. It looks clean, very simple, but it looks nice, right? But something about it's missing. It's missing that it factor, if that makes sense. Look at Superman here. It's not as detailed compared to Batman, not as sculpted as Batman, but the actual paint, the gold accent, makes the figure pop. And when you look at it as a whole, just definitely worth the price of $23. If McFarlane were to release this for $25, even still for $25, I wouldn't even pay. Because look at that. Look at the difference. $25 with the comic, $23. Let's just say this was $25. $25, and let's just say this is $25, right? Which one would you guys be okay to pay $25? This one or this one? And why? Let's keep it real. The paint on Superman just looks magnificent, and he just looks incredible, man. So, once again, we have Superman next to, well, Batman. Here we have two Injustice 2 figures. We have Supergirl and Superman. Supergirl, she looks really nice. Great addition to the DC Multiverse. I'm very happy we got one. But, perfect example right here. I would rather pay $25 or $5 more to get this kind of paint compared to this. This is a fine looking figure, don't get me wrong. It's fine for regular. But I wouldn't mind paying extra $5, like I said. Look at this. Imagine this had the actual gold similar to this. Imagine the blue on here was similar to this. This figure would have popped more, and I guarantee you it would have sold a lot more. So McFarlane, if you're watching this, I wouldn't mind doing maybe a repaint of this one and charging $25 for the exact same figure, just better paint like this. Because think about it. Which two look better? Just the paint-wise. This one just grabs your attention a lot more. And imagine having this paint on Supergirl. These Supergirl figures would definitely sell like crazy. So to me, again, I wouldn't mind paying an extra $5 more for better paint. So McFarlane, again, if you're watching this, take consideration. We'll pay more for better paint like this as opposed to this. Here we have two different Supermans. Here we have Superman from the Injustice 2 on the left, and of course, Superman from the, what wave is it? Oh, DC Rebirth, yeah, from the Amazon exclusive. I don't care. This Superman's far better than this one. I know this is more comic accurate. I know, and I get it, but I don't give a damn. This looks way better compared to this one. Hate me as much as you want. Thumb down the video as much as you want. I don't really care, because this Superman, let's keep it real. This Superman figure looks far superior compared to this comic accurate Superman. That's fact. Here we have Supergirl next to Brainiac. Again, like I said with the Superman comparison, I'll say it here again. I don't mind paying extra $3 for more paint and more detail. Perfect example right here. We're paying $3 more, but just look at all that sculpture design and detail. Yeah, the paint is not that bright, but overall, as a figure, looks incredible. This is fine. It's passable. It looks good, don't get me wrong. I like this figure. I like the Supergirl. But again, imagine this Supergirl with that nice bright gold accent and that nice blue, like the one back there in Justice 2 Superman. She will look incredible, and I firmly believe it would sell out a lot more. Because this Supergirl looks good as is, it can look even better. Here we have Brainiac next to Green Arrow, and I believe this is Green Arrow from the Page Punchers wave. Because I know there was two different Green Arrows. One of them with the side eyes, and then this one is straight eyes. And I want to say the straight eyes Green Arrow is going to be the Page Punchers wave. Correct me if I'm wrong. Good looking sculpture design on Green Arrow. I like the character. I like the figure. But man, the more I look at it, I'm like, damn. If this gold accent on here, around there, shoulder piece on the shoulder, the gauntlet as well too, had the nice glossy gold. Oof. This Green Arrow figure would just look top 10 out of 10 type of thing. But nonetheless, so here we have Green Arrow next to, well, Brainiac. Here we have Atomic Skull, or Brainiac next to Atomic Skull. This is going to be Atomic Skull from the Amazon exclusive wave. Man, what a good looking Atomic Skull. This is harder to choose. If you were to ask me, Mondo, which one do I prefer? This is hard. For one, I like the paint on here. The paint on here just, I mean, it speaks for itself. Look at that. Look at that paint. It just grabs your attention. The head sculpture design looks really nice. This one, though, so much detail, so much complex. And on top of that, you get this cool little accessories on here to make it even look even more intimidating and badass. But if I had to choose only one, man, I'm going to go for the Brainiac. I still love the Brainiac. Something about it just grabs my attention. This one, so much detail. That paint, it looks incredible. But Brainiac, just, damn, man, he looks that good. I'm telling you, when you see it in person, I guarantee you're going to be like, okay, you know what? I want to get two. One to open like this, and one to have it in the box for us collectors. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with these figures? Do you plan to purchase these figures? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of the Brainiac and Superman from the Injustice 2 wave figures, and on to the next one.